On this episode of Overseas Reality, we have the one and only Brandon Childress. Now, Brandon should be a name that's familiar to both Americans and overseas people because in the States, he was a standout high school player playing alongside guys like Bam Adebayo and Harry Giles. Then he went to Wake Forest, was a 4-year player, 1,000-point scorer, playing with the likes of John Collins and competing in the difficult ACC. Then he turned that into a successful overseas career where he's played in some of the toughest markets: Lithuania, Germany, Greece, and most recently in Turkey. He's coming off of a season in Turkey where he showed why he's on the radar for a lot of high-level teams, including Eurocup and EuroLeague teams. We talked about his life growing up with a former NBA, former overseas playing dad, his experiences in basketball, and more importantly, the reality of playing basketball overseas. Please stay until the end of the video and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Welcome back to Chip Overseas. I'm your boy Dwayne at Chip Overseas. Today, we got another special one for you, man. Like, this is so spontaneous, man. Like, I had no idea that this was going to be a thing. But obviously, I'm more than thankful for you to, come to the platform and jump on with us. So let me just, say a couple things, man. Like, when I say this is a special guest here, not too many people can say they beat Duke. You're right. Am I right? Facts, and the people that say they beat Duke, not too many people can say they beat Fenerbahce. Right?
That's correct.
That's correct. So right now, like, we have somebody, and also just somebody that means a lot in the culture of basketball. Now that word gets thrown around a lot. Yeah. Culture. What is culture? Yeah. Or whatever basketball culture is. You at the epicenter of it, man. So today we got Brandon B. Childress. All right. What's up, man? Yes, sir. So me and B. Chill, we literally met like an hour ago, right? He's in town from right now. You're currently in
North Carolina. Yep.
But now he's in New York. Mm-hmm. How you liking New York?
I love it, man. Like, one of my favorite things about New York, I can go to any bodega at any time of the day, get whatever I need, bro.
Get you a chopped cheese.
Man, chopped cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese, you know what I mean? Like, gotta get the bev of what they say out there, you know what I mean? So I love New York, everything about it, bro. I love it.
Yeah. And so one thing people don't know about B. Chill, like, before there was Bronny and LeBron, there was Randolph and Brandon, right?
I've been doing y'all homework.
So a lot of people don't know that your dad was the player in the viral clip in college where he crossed up a UNC player,
Jeff McGinnis.
He said, "Yo, get off the floor." Yep. And then he pulled up for three. I mean, I know that's cold, bro. Yeah. Savage, right? That's your pops.
Yeah, it's my pops.
Do a lot of people know that about you?
Yeah, when I was younger, people always talk about, the move, right? The crossover in front of their bench and, telling him to get up. And as I got older, I realized that how important that game was. It was the ACC championship in 95 when it happened. And what it took to get there, right? So they played Duke first. He had 40. Then he plays Virginia next, and he has 30. And then that game against Carolina, the championship game, he has 37. Until this day, he holds the record for the most points in the ACC tournament history.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So that's a lot of context for that move because a lot of people, they see the move and like
see
that's
the move,
what
they don't understand. Like, they needed every bucket. And that just so happened to be one of them, man. Every year around the time of March, especially if you live in North Carolina, because just outside of Duke, Carolina, Wake Forest, and NC State, Carolina is the home of the ACC. You know what I mean? So every year around that time, you see it. It goes viral on Instagram, Twitter, whatever social media platform there is. I see that crossover probably once a week.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, but it says a lot about your dad too. Like,
absolutely,
the level of confidence that you need to have to do that in the championship game when, like, you already are like dogging them, right? You already had 30s and 40 balls. Like, that pretty much says a lot
to me
Yeah.
about the man that raised you.
Yeah.
and obviously it gives a lot of context to the kind of player you are and the kind of man you are too.
Yep.
You have that swagger about you. You have that confidence when you play.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a lot of people also don't know that you guys are the duo that.
Highest scoring father-son duo. Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. Before there was LeBron and Bronny, there was the Childress boys. So
man.
can you speak to that? Like, at what point the highest scoring, ACC father-son duo? You remember the number? 36-23 between the two of you. That's almost 4,000 points between father and son. Almost 4,000 points. At what point in your childhood growing up did you realize who your dad was, or did you realize that he was nice?
It's crazy you say this, bro. I didn't even know my father played basketball until probably I was like 6 or 7, and I'd never forget it, bro. So majority of my life, my father was overseas, right? So the only time I was seeing, how it is overseas, you would leave right around August, and you'll come home May or June, depending on how the season goes.
Right.
So, I got to a point where, like, all right, my dad's not here for my birthday. I'll see him when it gets hot outside, right? One day, just being a kid, just looking through storage, and I found a card, an NBA card. I'm like, yo, this is my dad. It was a Portland Trailblazer card. Then I found another one. It was a Detroit Piston card. Like, bro, my dad played in the NBA? Like, he never led with that. Like, my mom, like, at the time, you know what I'm saying? She never bragged about it. Like, just a young kid just enjoying life, not knowing what my pops did or what he really accomplished, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And going to Wake Forest camp a couple years later, when Skip Prosser was the coach there, rest in peace, I look up, 22 children everywhere. Like, banners, you know what I'm saying? I see the retired jerseys. I know who Tim Duncan is, but, like, I see pictures of him and Tim Duncan together. I'm like, okay, all right. Had no intentions on, like, looking up any kind of history or facts about my pops. I'm just knowing him as dad. I don't know him as Randolph Childress, the great Wake Forest. I know him as dad. And then as I'm walking around, like, people just kept bragging about him. And then as I got older, as I started to play basketball, like, people started to see, oh, nah, that's Randolph's son. You know what I mean? So at the time, all I saw was dad. But when I got older, I really appreciate what he's done in the past as far as what he's accomplished on the court, and even till now. Like, it's certain rooms I walk in because of him. Right. I don't take that for granted at all. And a lot of people just think, and granted, like, I have put the work in. I have, a lot of respect for my peers, and that's really what it's about. Like, we'll get to the politics and stuff later about that, but I got a lot of respect for my peers, but I really get a lot of respect from my older peers because of who my father is and what he's done. And, when they meet me in person and they see him, laid back, similar to him, I get the utmost respect for a lot of, like I said, my peers. So it's really all kudos to him.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm jumping ahead a little bit in the story and the timeline, but I led with it. So we know that you went to Wake Forest. Yeah. Like, and just thinking about your time at Wake Forest, how different do you think your experience was than his experience at Wake?
So, quick story. Growing up in North Carolina, every kid wants to go to Duke, Carolina, like I said, any ACC schools. And the team I played for at the time, Carolina Diamonds, Dennis Smith was starting over me at the time. We had Todd Graves, who went to Boston College. We had Quay Parker, who was a U2 sensation at the time, went to Tennessee. Then we also had Bam Adebayo. Right, went to Kentucky. He is. Then I had 7 Woods on my team as well. You know what I mean? So, like,
it's like a viral all-star team.
Yeah, like, nah, for real. Like, it was sold out dates everywhere we went. Right, and then obviously the team ended up. Guys went to do their own thing in their own AAU team, but a lot of my peers that I were playing were going to ACC schools, and my father being in Wake at the time, he was like, bro, like, you got the opportunity to play in the ACC like you want to. You just got to take advantage of it and work, and that's what I did. I just kept working, stayed in the gym, working out before school, after school, late at night. And I just used all the advantages that I had when my pops was at Wake. And I would tell everybody, this is the first time I ever admit this, I did not want to go to Wake Forest. I did not. I didn't. I wanted to go to Duke. I wanted to go to Kansas. I wanted to go to Michigan State. I wanted to go to Yeah, because at the time you had all like the small guards like was hooping. You know what I'm saying? College basketball at the time. Like Corey Lucis was at Michigan State at the time. Sharon Collins was like one of my childhood idols. You know what I'm saying? Growing up at that college level. But then my pops, like, he told me, he was like, oh, you got to earn it because people know that, you know, you're my son and you get into a point now in your high school career where, you know, coaches are recruiting you. And the first day of you can call, like, rising juniors, my phone was blowing up at midnight from, like, all, like, schools throughout the country. And then it gets to a point where I played CP3, who had Alterique Gilbert. Harry was hurt at the time, but Raekwon Long and a bunch of other guys on the team were really, really good. But Alterique Gilbert was considered one of the best guards in my class. And, you know, got the best of them that day. And then after that, like, my recruitment took off that summer. And then it gets to a point you got to realize, too, like, I'm not 6'5". I don't jump out the gym. You can find somebody my height, you know what I'm saying, my size, and anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, not that tall of a guard, super skilled, but that time was a lot of small, super skilled guards, especially, you know, y'all, we here in New York. Y'all know how all the kids here, you know, skill, can dribble the air out the ball, you know what I mean? No offense. Same thing with Jersey a little bit. And I was living in D.C. at the time, bro, so you can find any guard similar to me, you know, all throughout the East Coast. And then when I moved to North Carolina, it made me, you know, reconsider, like, I need to really, really lock in. So to going back to my decision to Wake Forest, it was more so to prove everybody else wrong, instead of just continue to prove myself right, that I belong. So I struggled with that mentally, you know, the first couple of years, because no matter what I did, like, I was always being compared to, you know, Randolph, bro. And it's like, bro, he played with Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
John Collins, I love you, bro. You my dog. But come on, bro. Like, it's night and day between Tim Duncan and John Collins. And John Collins was the first round pick. Don't get it twisted.
100%.
First round All ACC. Shout out to my boy John. You know what I mean? I ain't going.
You know what I'm saying? Tim Duncan is one of the top 10 best players of all time. So
arguably the best power forward ever. You know what I mean? So that's something I get on him about when people try to compare our careers.
Yeah.
You had Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you also had Rodney Rogers. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And people, if you know who Rodney Rogers was, he was Zion Williams before Zion Williams. Do your research.
So that's interesting. So it sounds like you guys have a little banter with that. Like,
all the time.
That's something that comes up a lot.
All the time, bro. All the time.
And so so that's your argument that he had Tim Duncan. I mean, I'm sure you would score 2,000 points if you had Tim Duncan too. But so I'm with you on that. But what's his rebuttal to that?
We had this conversation at Wake one time. And he was like, yo, just look around. I ain't understood what he said. I ain't understood what he meant by that. He was like, yo, just look around. Dang. I'm like, just had to shake his hand. Just had to shake his hand. You know
That's
what I mean?
Respect.
That's
all you can do.
So,
sheesh. So, all right. So, bringing it back to high school, because you did say that there was a point where you saw your recruitment take off, right? And so, like, on this channel at Chip Overseas, we speak a lot about systems that build players, because when you look at the overseas game, and we're gonna get into the overseas stuff, all my overseas guys, just be patient. Like, we sitting down with going on his 7-year pro, right? A guy that literally had battles with EuroLeague teams. So all that stuff is coming up very shortly. Yeah. But let's just bring it back to the grassroots, because I just want to shed light on the American grassroots, because they don't really get enough flowers, right? Because it's really getting overlooked now. But so when you talk about you being raised in, you being born in Detroit, right? Yeah. When your dad was was with the Pistons, and then you playing in North Carolina, you playing in Baltimore, you playing in DC, all these different places. Like, what point or what market would you say affected your game the most, or for the better? Was there like a special a program that you did the most, like you learned the most about the game, or was there like a state that was like, yo, when I'm here, like, I got my edge? What was it like for you?
So one thing I always give credit about the DMV, and DMV don't get enough credit for the talent that comes out of there. You know what I mean? Like, you can go in the gym, and Quinn Cook said this on the podcast, I can't remember when, but it's not that long ago. He was like, PG County alone, you can go 5 to 20 minutes within a gym and walk in there, and there's probably 6 or 7 pros in that gym. You know what I mean? Like a lot.
Future pros or like guys that's coming back?
Both. You know what I mean? Like I used to argue that all the time when I first moved to North Carolina about which was like, who had better hoopers. You know what I mean? Like I think NBA wise, North Carolina might have the slight edge, but just pure hoopers, bro. It's DMV, bro. It's not close. And I'm on this podcast saying it because I grew up in both places, bro. And I'm only saying that because, and granted, North Carolina is known as the hoop state. Yes, the history behind it, all the players that came through, I'm not knocking it, bro. And I know I'm going to get some pushback for this. I know I am, and I'm prepared for it. It's okay.
I mean, not for nothing. You are in New Jersey, bro.
That's another conversation for another day. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But I'll say, being growing up in the DMV, that competitive edge, knowing that it's no night off, because a lot of the guards that I was playing against, Anthony Cowan, who I still play against to this day, shout out to Ant. Alani Moore was a highly rated guard at that time. It was just so many, great guards to play against. My brother DeJuan Clayton, who was nice at the time. And then going to North Carolina just had a lot of athletes. And I was just one of the most skilled guards out the gate that stood out. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to shoot the ball, pass, and dribble at my size. And then as I continue to grow into my body, being able to manipulate defense. I like early, I'm not going to say I'm no SGA, but I knew how to draw fouls when I was in high school, bro. You know what I mean? That was a skill that I had. Not saying that I was flopping, but just like my father was 15-year pro. You know what I mean? Played in the NBA for, 3-4 years and then been overseas. So learning the game from him. And then also my high school coach was Keith Gatlin, who was Len Byers' teammates, who taught me how to play with athletic bigs. The athletic big I had at the time was Harry Giles, who was the #1 player in the country.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then being on the AAU team with Bam Adebayo, and then Quay Park and all these other guys, it was Lob City.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So I'll just say the pedigree from the point guards that I learned from has been super, super elite. My father was a hell of a player at Wake Forest, had an amazing career. Keith Gallen was a hell of a point guard at Maryland, had an amazing career. And then when I get to college, I played with a big man coach, Danny Manning. And people underestimate Danny Manning's resume. #1 pick, arguably the greatest collegiate player ever.
100%. He's all over the history.
Yeah, not even close. And I wish people did their research with Coach Manning a lot more. 2-time 6 Man of the Year. People sleep on Coach Manning. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I didn't understand what he really meant to the game until later in my career at Wake. So I've had great, mentors and mentees, you know what I'm saying, when it came to the grassroots of hoops, just because who I was around. I was always around the best of the best. Now, granted, that don't mean you're going to be the greatest player ever or the greatest point guard ever, but the knowledge that I have and gained from my pops and everyone else, man, it meant the world to me, bro. That's why I feel like I am the way I am now.
Yeah. So could you, if you don't mind, could you take us, because a lot of people out there, they don't know what it's like to have that kind of a mentor within the game, where it's a built-in mentor, right? Because if it's coming from a coach can only, a lot of coaches, I'm not going to put this on all coaches, but some coaches, how you play kind of depends on how they view you, right? They don't have to love you. They're probably going to have a great relationship with the best player because the best player is going to keep their job.
Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
But so you kind of have a built-in mentor. Could you take us into one situation that kind of stands out, a one-on-one conversation with your pops where he's really putting you onto something and you still think about it to this day?
We were in high school, and it's crazy. So we're in high school, bro, and young dude, high school, y'all know how it is, man. You start feeling yourself a little bit. And me and my father wasn't talking for 2 weeks. Wasn't talking, just being a young, we all been around, you know what I'm saying? We all been there just doing dumb stuff. Nothing crazy, just, chasing girls, whatever at the time. And he called me, he was like, yo, if you ain't gonna talk to me, at least have a conversation with me. And that conversation might have been the realest conversation ever, bro. He just sat me down. Basically was like, yo, what do you want out of life? What do you want out of basketball? What do you want out of this? Because he was like, if you ain't gonna talk to me, I'm gonna just tell you this. You don't owe me anything. Whatever you accomplish moving forward, you don't owe me anything. And he was basically just telling me, just giving me the real deal about my peers, my friends, just women just giving me life lessons early. And for an example, he was talking about Harry. Not in a bad way. He was like, yo, Harry's the #1 player in the country, right? Like, the attention's going to be him on all times. What are you going to do to separate yourself? You understand what I'm saying? Like people come to see him, but when these coaches get there, who's the one feeding him the ball? Who's the one throwing him lobs? Who's the one that's, you know what I'm saying, making sure he keep him happy? Then it was like, all right, because me, again, growing up in the DMV, I had that mindset. I was like, yo, as soon as I walk in the gym, forget all the skill stuff. I want to play one-on-one. Like, that was me. Even to this day, to a certain extent. But now it was like, I got Harry on my team. I really got to make sure he get the ball. Because, like, even Harry would tell you, there were times where I'm like, yo, bro, I'm nice, too. I'm about to shoot this, bro. I don't give a damn if you wide open. That was the confidence I had in myself. But I had that off the court. Like, I was walking, and there's nothing wrong with walking out with your chest out, feeling good about yourself. But at the same time, he was basically just humbling me. You know what I'm saying? That this game could be taken away from you at any certain point. And that's basically some of the lessons, like that conversation right there. And it was more, we went more in depth about family and stuff. From the basketball perspective, we were just speaking on that. And that's one of the 100 moments, throughout my career, as far as mentors helping me out. And Keith Gatlin too, you know what I mean? Like giving me some wise, advice about a lot of things. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, you bringing up that you played with Harry Giles, Bam Adebayo. Obviously, Bam, he's a #2 leading scorer, right? Like,
yeah.
in the NBA
Let's
single
talk
game.
about
I
it.
mean,
Let's talk about it.
You want to talk about it?
We did
so,
something, yeah.
is that so? The thing about Bam, right?
Yeah.
Like, he took a lot of people by surprise because a lot of people don't see him as like a high scale scorer. Like, they don't see him as like a huge scorer. Mm-hmm. But I can imagine in high school.
This is not a biased thing when it comes to me about Bam, right? Like, I've been in the gym with Bam since we were in high school, of course. We were really middle school, but high school we really got close. And shout out to Kevin Graves, our mentor as well. When we were in the gym, we would do a lot of like Kobe drills, like Kobe footwork. Like that's what it was. So to understand where he comes from in Little Washington, North Carolina, and I remind you, this whole floor right here, matter of fact, this room alone might be bigger than his house. You know what I mean? And that's not to sit there and downplay, his situation. I'm just talking about like where he came from. You know what I'm saying? He got into the league, retired his mom, bought her a house when he finally got that big boy check. You know what I'm saying? So like, nobody else deserves that moment more than him. You know what I mean? And I say that because like when that happened, I've seen more people destroy him and what he's done and accomplished so far in his career than him achieving it. And I'm only saying this because, and I'm sure everybody here can agree with me, again with Kobe. I didn't see a lot of Kobe slander when he was alive. Kobe was in everybody's top 10, top 5. All of a sudden, he's not here to defend himself. He's not in the top 10 no more. Like, people just disrespect his game, his legacy like it's nothing. And I think if Kobe was alive to even defend himself with that, he would congratulate Bam for scoring 83 points. People act like scoring 83 points was easy. If I'm a teammate, if my teammate got 70 in the fourth quarter, yo, bro, you're getting 81. Like what are we talking about? Yeah. As a team, you gonna we hooping together, bro. And let's just say we in Turkey, and I don't know the highest scoring record in Turkey. Let's just say it's 50, bro. If I got 48 with 6 minutes left, bro, what you gonna do?
Gotta feed you.
Come on, bro. Like, what we doing?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what it was. Like a lot of people, and you mentioned Kobe too. Like that's your favorite player of all time. Like people felt like he was actually taken away from Kobe's legacy, but Kobe still scored 81. Kobe is still on that list too. He scored 81.
He's just number 3. He's just number 3, bro. Like he's number 3, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this. Have you seen Will's 100?
No.
Have you seen it? Shout out to OG though. Shout out to OG. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro.
Hey, he works in production too. They might have it in the file.
I'm just saying, bro. No. Listen, I've seen film with him and Bill Russell getting into it, but I ain't seen no film that 100 points. Not saying he didn't accomplish it, bro, but we in the world now where, we need footage. That's the only footage we do not have in this world.
That would be nice to see. I will say that.
I'm not saying he didn't do it, but I didn't see it. I saw Kobe's 81 against the Raptors. I saw Bam 83 against the Wizards.
So, all right. So let me give you some pushback too, because another thing with Bam, and I love that you cool with Bam, like you know Bam actually, so you can actually you probably have a better perspective than
I ain't
anybody.
gonna pull no punches. I'm gonna tell the truth.
So if you watch the game, there was a point where cool, I agree. If you hot, you got 48, I want you to get 50. I'm gonna pass you the ball as a teammate. I'm gonna pass you the ball. That's one thing. But when it's coming from the coach, where the coach is literally manipulating the game, right? Where they're intentionally fouling so you can get more possessions in the game that you already up by 20. A lot of people looked at that and said, "Yo, that's like, you guys are manufacturing an 83-point performance." What do you say to that?
So let's go back to the first quarter, right? Like you started a rookie on him, or a second-year pro on Bam, and you didn't double. He had 30 the first quarter. 30.
I remember seeing the
32
notification.
to be exact.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, second quarter, I think he had 48 at the half. You still don't double. He got 3 or 64 in the third. You still don't double. 74 with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. No doubling. Yo, bro, we're getting 83. We're breaking that record. People talk about Spo. Why not send a double? You didn't think, damn, he got 30 first? We good. We living. You saw what happened, bro. Like, and this is the thing. And Bam, come on, bro. Like, this is why I'm mad at you, bro. First of all, I don't even think he missed 7 free throws. He missed 7 free throws and was like 7 for 20 or 7 for 22 from 3.
Damn, so that could have been a 90.
Bro, if you make half your threes, you make your free throws, you got 100. So now we really got a problem in our hands, bro.
Yeah.
That's the pushback I give you. But to going back to what you said, bro. Hey, bro, I think anybody will do what they gotta do to break that record, bro. Like, I can't trust him. It's just, and it's just Bam. It's because it's Bam. Had it been a Book, Donovan Mitchell, any other prolific scorers in our league, it wouldn't be an issue. It's because it's Bam. Like, I'm in a group chat with a lot of the guys, and I got pushed back, you know what I'm saying, even talking about when Kai had 60. Granted, it was really efficient. He had 60 in like 21 shots. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Wilt, Bam, Kobe. This is my response, bro. Like, shoot.
Respectfully, man. Respectfully. And, we talking about buckets now, so obviously – for you personally, like, buckets is not a problem, bro. Like, you went to Wake, and, I think your career at Wake is very interesting because if you were one of these kids that, let's say you were born 6 years later, you might not have stayed at Wake.
Hey, bro.
You might not have stayed at Wake because your freshman year, as far as I'm concerned, 6.6 points as a freshman in the ACC, that's a good season.
We went to the tournament that year, too.
So you on a tournament team, you're a contributing player to a tournament team, but now that might not happen now. Like, that player might just bounce. Say, you know what?
He out of there.
He out of there.
And getting $1 million.
And then right there, he's gonna get that back.
Come on,
so,
bro.
but for me, for me,
you know what I got?
I love you, boy. You born too early, man.
Bro, you know what I got?
You born too early, bro.
I got a bunch of free dinners.
A little stipend? You got a little stipend?
Man, that stipend
for the winter break?
Man, that stipend might have been like $250, bro, for that break, man.
Hey,
we eating out. We staying in hotels, bro. Go ahead, I don't mean to,
No. Look,
I'm just
that's
upset,
that's
bro.
a perfect pivot because
Damn, Dad. Damn, man. You couldn't wait, bro. Just had to wait till you got out of college, huh? We can be good right now. I got the family business rolling, man. Damn. My bad.
Oh, man. So how do you feel about that?
I'm jealous. I'm not about to sit there and sugarcoat. I'm happy. No, granted, yes, I'm happy that all the youngins out there getting paid. I love it. Nobody should be more deserving than college athletes getting. I'm happy for all y'all. But damn it, I'm jealous, bro. I'm 2 years removed from it, bro.
Yeah. You missed by 2 years.
Bro, I think NIL started, 21, 22? I graduated in 2020. I know dudes that I went to school, that came out of school when I did, and they still in school and was getting NIL deals.
But be chill. I mean,
I'm
people was getting paid. I don't know who. I don't know who, but people were getting paid, bro.
They sure was. They weren't getting what they getting, though.
Hey. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like the weight transfer this year, I think Jukes, he went to Tennessee, bro. I don't even know what he was getting at weight. I just know Tennessee gave him around what 3 or 4 million.
Yeah.
I lead too.
Yeah.
Some people don't even earn that in their career.
Right.
Let alone he get that in college, bro.
So how do you think that affects like their mentality going forward? Like, do you think they're aggressively like when you graduated Wake in 2020, you was ready to be a pro. You was ready to earn some money.
Yeah.
But do they have that same hunger? Is it possible?
I will say this. I think it just depends on if you truly love the game or not. Like, I think NIL and overseas, the one thing I will say, overseas will definitely test whether you really love the game or not. We'll get into that. NIL, same thing, right? Like, I went into survival mode when I graduated. You know what I mean? I didn't know where my next check was going to come from. I didn't know what was going on. The only thing I knew was I got to figure it out. And it was the pandemic. So, and I see guys now with the NIL, I think it's a reality check for a lot of them because some of them might not ever see anything close to that the rest of their lives. Like, you and I both, bro, we you know what I'm saying, playing overseas. Bro, $6,000 a month is a great deal your first year out. Signing for $60,000 is like great your first year out. You know what I mean? Depending on where you are, it's a good it's a good start. I'll say it's a good start.
100%.
Yo, bro, imagine one of these dudes coming out of school and first deal they get $60,000. They're not. They gonna
turn it down.
They turning that down.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, bro, this is what it is. Now, granted, again, I hope everybody make it to the NBA, but there's only 450 spots. You got to go somewhere and make some kind of money. And you might go to a team where, bro, they don't have the money they giving you. You were in school, bro. So now you really gotta, yo, do I love the game? I went through that when I got hurt, bro. I could have went to McDonald's and worked a whole month and made more than what I was making there, bro. Like, I really had to be like, yo, do I really want to get it back? And I did, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I was hurt, I did that, bro. So
yeah, I mean,
it's all about the love of the game. That NIL, I really think it's a true testimony to like whether you really love basketball or not. Money come and go.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, you know, when you first signed your first contract to go play overseas, you went to a legacy club, right?
Eredivisie.
Yep. And shout out to Eredivisie because those fans, I made a video about those fans when they beat Penna, and the fans by the boatloads, and I'm not even on the team, jumped in the DMs and said, yo, you have to come to the game and see this stuff in real life. And that was your first experience in overseas basketball in the pandemic. So it's slightly different, but still the same, I'm sure. Like, you can't like, you know, you can't suppress that.
Bro, we played Pauk my first game of the year.
So all the overseas guys watching this, they understand what you're saying, bro.
Man, bro.
They understand what you're saying.
We played Pauk my rookie year, bro. And Pauk is a good club, great club.
Historic,
yes. There were no fans allowed in the gym. We're pulling up to the gate. I don't remember the timing of the game. I said the game was at 7. We had to be there no later than 5:15. Some players get there early. Some players get there, before that. And I was always a guy to kind of get there 2 hours before, maybe 2.5 hours before, just to make sure I'm, situated. But I rode to the game with my teammate. Shout out to Olivier Holland. Bro, we pull up to the game, and it was like every fan that would have been in that gym was like outside of the gate, like hitting the car, not in a bad way to mess up the car, but just shouting, chants, and all that. I'm like, yo, bro, this is game 1. Okay, cool. It's another thing. I get in the locker room, I warm up, we sit down, the president comes up and goes, this isn't March Madness. This is war. I'm like, huh? But like, everybody face around me was like really like locked in, like trying to engage to everything he's saying. And when he told me, he was like, this isn't March Madness. He looked at another player, this isn't Italy. This is war. This is Eredivisie. This is the pregame speech? All right, cool, bro. No problem. Great. Man, we ended up winning that game, bro. You would have thought we won a Super Bowl. This game 1. This game 1, bro. I've never seen nothing like this. And I played in Cameron and Duke. I played at Carolina. I played at Tennessee. I played at Xavier. You know what I'm saying? I played at all these schools. I played against Louisville, at Louisville, bro. Nothing can compare to what I experienced my first year out, bro. To that first game. Not close. Not close at all.
So I want so you said Cameron, right? Because Cameron is obviously super, legendary American basketball
Yeah.
stadium, and it's small compared to some of the other ones. It's packed in.
Yeah.
What is the difference between, like, if you can point to one thing that makes, is it an electricity that exists that it just you can't find in a Cameron in one of these American stadiums? Like, what is the thing that you point to?
There's a difference between becoming like a Duke fan because of the history behind it, right? The players that commit to Duke and they leave, and the players come back, and there's a difference between that. And you going overseas, and the team flag is on that building right there. Like, you're born into this. I don't think nobody wakes up.
Great-grandfather, grandfather,
yeah,
father,
all that,
me,
all
son,
that.
grandson.
Everybody, like, for life until you die. You know what I mean? Like it's that's all they know. Some of them drink coffee all day, drink their tea, smoke their cigarettes, whatever. Yo, when it's game time, yo, we there. You have a bad game. Oh, what are you doing here? You don't deserve to play basketball. Receiving death threat, bro. I done received death threats and everything, bro.
And there's some markets that you're gonna go to as a player where it's like, basketball is life and death.
Bro, life and death,
He
bro.
got thrown right into Greece basketball
Early.
That's life and death. If you were in like a France where it's calm, everybody is comfortable, you got some crazy places, but most of the time it's like chill. All right, man, good game. They see you, they don't really heckle you in the streets.
And remind you, this before everybody started betting for real. I'm not talking about
Game
me, but I'm
changer.
saying like
Oh, yeah.
when the fans and like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, bro. And
Yeah.
now that you can bet over there, man, listen.
So walk me through the first week. You signed your contract, right? And you land, right? And you meet you meet the management.
Mm-hmm.
Walk me through that first week of everything that you're going through.
Shout out to all my overseas guys, bro. Y'all know how it is out there. Long flight. Really not trying to do nothing for real. You know what I mean? You trying to chill, whether you in the hotel for a couple of days before they move you to your apartment, like whatever. You really just trying to chill, bro. But I get this, like as soon as I land, I go to the car dealership. And they like, yo, we got practice at 2. Huh? Let me move back a little bit. I was supposed to land like August 8th. I ended up getting there August 10th. Here's why. I didn't even know in Greece you needed like a certain pass to get into the country. They might have told me, but they sent everything like in Greek, and I just didn't understand like what I had to do, whatever. So they ended up helping me out. I had the wrong paperwork. I put the wrong date on the COVID test. So I had to fly there the next day. So when I get there, I go straight to the dealership and I go straight to practice. But when I get to the dealership, they just hand me the keys and said, see you at practice. No direction, no nothing. No.
They love doing that.
It's not like somebody, flew in with me that I can just follow. But I'm doing 2 o'clock practice. All right. Mind you, I'm fresh overseas, no international plan, nothing,
Right.
bro. So I'm like, yo, where I'm going? I had to go back inside. I had to pull up, I had to get on the Wi-Fi, and then I looked up where the gym was. Never drawn a stick shift ever in my life, bro. I get in the car and like, how you got park, you got reverse, you got neutral drive. It was no park. So I'm like, yo, how the fuck? I'm like, yo, what's going on? All right, cool. So I started driving the car. It started sounding weird, bro. All that, bro. I don't know how to, man, listen, bro.
Stalling like crazy.
Dog, I pull up to a light, and it was like a bunch of guys outside, like, smoking a cigarette. And they like, wait. They come over, they check the car, they open up the hood of the car. It's, smoke everywhere. And the guy walks over, he goes, Malaka, brake. What about it? He was like, put your foot on the brake. So I put my foot on the brake, and I took the emergency brake off. So now the car is driving a little smooth. Still making noises. It's a stick shift. I don't know how to drive no damn stick shift, bro. I get stuck on a hill. I just pulled over to the side, blocked off a sidewalk, and I went to practice. And then I came back. I'm like, bro, I don't want to drive a stick shift. Please don't. I'd rather Uber everywhere. Like, nah, bro. That was my first week, and y'all already know how training camp is, bro. So that had car issues. Then I had to go into training camp, and that's how my career starts off.
Yeah. I think that right there says everything. Like when you sign to a team as a rookie, they don't treat you like a rookie that's never been in the country before. They just treat you like a rookie.
They treat you like
right?
a rookie.
Like they treat you like you was raised in the country.
Hey,
It's
young
like
fella. Hey, figure that shit out.
they throw you right in the fire.
Figure it out.
Did you have any vets on your first team to where, or your first couple teams to where it was like, all right, man, this is how it goes, young fella. Let me put my arm around you and show you the ropes.
Yes. My boy Scotro, Olivier Holland, Skylar Bolin. Shout out to him. Helped me out a lot. My boy Eddie. Like my rookie, I had a veteran team. Like a lot of guys on my team were true vets, like early 30s, like families. They looked out for me. They made sure I was okay. They told me how to be a pro as far as like just even taking care of your body, outside of practice and stuff, because some facilities or some teams may not have, the technology what we're used to over here. You know what I mean? So they helped me embrace the European culture a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we spoke about on the way in. Like, guys that really get the most out of their careers is people that kind of throw themselves into what they got going on. Like you said, they might not have the high-end resources, especially coming out the ACC.
Yeah.
Who going to have that overseas?
Not
right?
many.
But they're going to have what works for them. Yeah. And it's like when you walk into the situation and you're not looking down at their situation like, yo, y'all don't got this, y'all don't got that, and you kind of meet them where they are, sometimes you can kind of get a little bit more out your career.
Bro, so you know how like Wake Forest is one of the nicest facilities like in college hoops, bro. Especially like the cold tub, all that top notch. Got a cold tub. You know what my cold tub was in Greece?
Your shower?
A big ass trash can.
Wait, what was the ice cubes? Was it frozen water bottles?
Come on, bro. You know it's frozen water bottles, bro. What? Had about 10 of them things in there, bro. Frozen water. You just sitting there. They don't even know the temperature.
No, yeah, nobody knows.
Nobody knows the temperature. You be like, yo, just get in there for about 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
You sitting there. And it's not like, remind you, I hope nobody just go in trash cans. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what everybody's situation is. But I'm not the tallest guy in the world. I got to hop over this. Damn nigga, I risk my life getting in the damn cold tub, bro.
Hope it don't tip over.
Man, you know how embarrassing that shit was, bro. I used to have to get a chair and then step over the top of the trash can to get in the cold tub, bro. That was my cold tub.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, so I was just introduced to Brandon. Like I said, we just met literally 2 hours ago, right? Talked the whole way here, but I met you through Brett, who is the best friend of Kyrie. Shout out to Kyrie, shout out to the Anta team. And Brett told me about you. He's like, yo, you got to get with B Chill. You got to get with B Chill. He told me about you like during the season. You were still in Turkey at this time. And I was like, all right, when he comes to New York, we'll lock in, we'll connect, everything like that. And so when you finally came here, Brett was like, yo, B Chill's in town. Y'all gotta connect. Y'all gotta. So when Brett was like telling me about you, I'm like, all right, obviously, you know Kyrie. I was like, all right, let me do my homework on this dude. So I watched the tape. I'm watching the film. I'm like, I could see why Kyrie liked this dude. I can see, because a lot of people don't know Kyrie, and shout out to Kyrie. Me and Kyrie, we go back to 8, 9, 10 years old, right? And seeing him grow, like I always say this about Kyrie. Kyrie had damn near the same game that he does now. He had that back when he was 10. You know what I mean?
Everybody from Jersey, New York says that. Everybody I know says that.
100%. 100%. We was on the middle school team, and like the things I would see this guy do in middle school, for me it was normal. I normalized it. I internalized it because we grew up playing with each other. We lived like one block away from each other. So like we grew up just playing. Brett was always around too. Like we all thought we was going to the NBA. But what happened was I was seeing it every day, and then I would see it in practice every day. I'm just like, this is normal, bro.
So imagine like somebody like me as a fan. You grow up, you watch them play a dude. Fried Michigan State, Fried Butler, whatever. Go to the league doing what he do, right? You're young and you're like, man, I ain't never gonna be in the gym with this dude. You probably don't even remember this, bro. And you may have. Do you remember the game? It was Cleveland and Atlanta. I'm courtside at the game, and this is the year they win it. Kyrie wasn't an All-Star this year. People forget that. The year they won it, Kyrie was not an All-Star. Remember, because he missed
time
the year before with his knee. The game against Atlanta, Bron is yelling at Kyrie on the bench, and Kyrie just sitting there. like this, right? And I think they end up losing in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how life works. I'm literally like me, and shout out to Mitch Shaw, part owner of the Hawks, graduate from Wake Forest. He gave me and my dad courtside tickets to the game. So I'm sitting there, Bron is there, but I'm listening to everything Bron is saying to Kai. I'm like listening and I hear everything he's saying. And basically they were just mad that Kai didn't put his hand down on the pocket pass because I can't think who that power forward was at the time. Was hitting a lot of
Not Mozgov.
No, not Moscow. No. They were playing against Atlanta.
Oh.
Defensively, Kyle wasn't putting his hand down the pocket pad. But I understand why Kyle was upset. Kyle's like, yo, shout out to Jeff T, Wake Forest legend. You know what I'm saying? Before I throw this out there, Kyle like, yo, I got Jeff T. I'm not knocking Jeff. I used to look up to Jeff. That's why I was zero at Wake. So I'm not saying that. But
shout out to Jeff.
But if I'm Kyle, stop playing with me, bro. Like, it's me. Like, give me the damn ball. I understood that. So seeing that in person as a fan was way different than when I finally got in the gym with him, bro. Different ball game.
Yeah. So, when you think about your career, right? Mm-hmm. Like I said, started off in Germany, right?
In Greece.
Sorry, in Greece. But you did 2 years in Germany.
Yeah, went to Germany. Yeah.
You did 2 years in Germany.
Yeah.
Right around that 20 mark, right?
Yeah.
2 years in Latvia, Estonia.
Yeah, right before that. Yep. So Greece, Estonia, Germany, to Lithuania, to Turkey.
To Lithuania. So you playing in all these different markets.
Yep.
Low key, some of those are scoring markets, and you showing, that it's scoring money, and you showing that you can hang with the best of them overseas.
Yep, absolutely.
What was the toughest transition for you game wise? What country was it?
Lithuania, because Germany, it was like 18 teams. It was a lot to do, and not a lot to do. I'm talking about off the court, but I'm saying it was a lot of cities. Literally every 9-hour bus ride trips, 7 hour. You know what I mean? Lithuania, bro, you play. Everybody's not far, within 30 minutes to an hour and a half. So you'll play a game and come right back, but you play everybody 4 times. So imagine you're playing someone 5, maybe 6 times. You make the playoffs. It's not including cup games. In that season. But if I can play you twice a year, you might give me the first time.
Surprise you with something.
I might get you the second time, bro. It was a team I played that played against them 7 times in 1 year. 7 times. 7 times, bro. And I had a lot of success against them during that time. And I ended up ending their season. The Wolves. So it made me realize, you really got to work on executing. And I'm not even talking about just hitting a shot or hitting a free throw. Physically and mentally executing what teams are trying to do. I went from being scouted to being schemed. A lot of people don't know the difference between that. There's a difference between being scouted and schemed. Scouted is, we're going to run you off the line and we're gonna back above him because he's a non-shooter. Scheme is, bro, statistics say you don't shoot that well going left. So the entire game, I'm going to force you left. And because I don't think you can shoot the mid-range well, you don't like the mid-range much, I'm playing the drop coverage.
Right.
Or if you can't pass, I'm going to just hedge.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
There's another thing I had to learn.
So, I mean, we kind of spoke about it before this too, off mic, but there's certain actions within the game that you didn't really think about doing until you became a pro.
Yeah.
We talked about the pocket pass.
The short roll.
A
short roll pass, bro. I never in my career I learned how to hit the short roll until I became a pro. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I struggled early in my career. It was bro, you hit the short roll. The hell you talking about, hit the short roll? I don't know what that is. And in Greece, they drilled that every day in practice about hitting the short roll. But I was I'm quick enough to get around the big. It's not about you getting around the big, bro. It's about what we trying to do. And that's my advice to a lot of young guys that go overseas. Don't fight the system. There's going to come to a point in time where your talents that got you there, or while your peers respect you, there will be a time and a place for you to showcase what you can do. Do not fight the system. Shout out to Eric Green, right? A true vet from the DMV. gave me the best advice in the world. He was like, yo, I'm never going to tell you that you're a scoring guard. Continue to do that. Continue to do what you do, but don't fight the system. He never really explained to me why, and I understood why he didn't explain it because I had to go through it.
Yeah.
But he was like, just don't fight the system.
Yeah.
And I fought the system for so long early in my career. When I went to Estonia, like I was just like, I'm good enough to score this. Like I averaged 24 in that league. You know what I'm saying? So like, it wasn't like I was disrespectful or anything. I'm not saying that along the line. I'm just talking about like I can get the ball, make a play.
Right.
When I got to Germany earlier, I was like, yo, because I was putting up some numbers in Germany. But then as we started playing the Munichs, the Albas, when they were EuroLeague at the time, and the high-level Euro Cup teams, I couldn't beat those teams by myself. And that's one thing I struggled with then. Now it's like, nah, bro, like, I need to trust my teammates. I need to trust. I understand why I need to hit this short road because I hit this short road. Even if my big, don't score whatever, he's still engaged in the game. Even if I call a play for this guy, he's still engaged for the game. And that's really all it is, just keeping guys involved in the game while managing to get mine as well.
Yeah, that was one thing I found too. Like playing in Europe and watching a lot of European basketball. It's not that they take the ball out the point guard's hands. I don't want to say that, but they want other players to make decisions, right? Like they don't want you to be the only decision maker on the court. So I feel like that's super powerful advice, especially for young guards coming overseas.
And bro, just keep the bigs happy. Just keep the bigs happy, right? You're gonna have your shooters, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your slashers, your athletic guys. Keep the bigs happy. It'll go a long way.
Yeah,
trust me.
Yeah, and two, like. Also, let's not kid ourselves. Like, we are still the imports, right?
Sure.
So, like, when you have a big, some of these guys are respected in their home countries, right? So, when you have a big that's also from there, like, you want those guys on your side, right? Because they have they got the side conversation with the GM.
Bro,
they got the ear of the head coach.
People don't understand that, bro. My pops always tell me it's a snitch in the room somewhere, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know if I should say that, but
you can say that.
Just call it what it is. Like, no matter the conversations you have, whether you getting more money than this player or you feel like leaving or anything, trust me, somebody gonna know, somebody gonna find out. And it's no coincidence, bro. It's no coincidence that I've seen teammates be ready to go that had a great season, but because they tired of this place or whatever, locals would be like, man, we ain't fooling with him. Next thing you know, he on his way out the door. 100%. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. I've seen it happen to other guys. Don't fight the system.
100%. Yeah, I think every team that I've been on, I've met at least one person on that team that knew everybody's salary. And I'm like, how do you know these things? Because they play like they just with us, right? And they be in every conversation.
They're fake kicking with you, dinner, invite you to coffee. You know, they good for invite you for some coffee.
The coffee, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
So my rule, and I mean, you can kind of, speak to this too. My rule for the young guys, especially coming overseas, is let's say there's 4 team events outside of what you have to do.
Go to all of them.
I say go to 3.
Go to all of them.
I say skip 1. Make them miss you a little bit.
Go to all of them.
Speak to that.
Bro, sometimes, like, when you overseas, bro, they don't want nothing. Like, they just want to hang around some Americans. You know what I mean? Like I had a buddy of mine, Arthur. He's from Estonia. He went to southern Mississippi, I think. A kid from Estonia was in the South. You know what I mean? So one night we went out to the club and Arthur was embracing, like he didn't really want to go, but because he was with us, like he just wanted to be around the Americans. And obviously all of us are, I'm from North Carolina, I had a buddy of mine from Virginia, Mike was from Chicago, like we're all from different parts of the United States. But just like the European guys always wanted to be around us, they want to be like us to a certain extent. 100%. You know what I mean? Let's not get it twisted, right? Like, the conversations about who's better, the EuroLeague or the NBA, the teams, the rules. Besides all those same conversations, bro, from a cultural perspective, right, there are a lot of things that European players will really want to do with us. Like, for me, like when I always kept a do-rag on my head overseas for the last 2 years, bro. Every time I go back, players always ask me, I want a do-rag. You know what I mean? Like, so I've had players wear do-rags, bro. I got pictures of my teammates wearing do-rags, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro. But, like, culturally, man, they talk a lot of shit a lot of times, but, bro, trust and believe. Like, they want to be like us in every way.
At the end of the day, like, pop culture runs through America, right? Like, and that's basketball is parallel with pop culture, so 100%. Now I just kind of want to, bring everything to current times because you're just coming off of a huge season in Turkey, and a lot of people say like outside of maybe Spain, Turkey's probably like one of the toughest domestic, you know what I mean?
Second best league
in the world, like outside of the NBA.
Yeah.
So, but you not only was playing,
I think it's better.
You think it's better than Spain?
Yes.
So the only reason I would say, because Spain has the history. I mean, Turkey has the history too, but I mean Spain. Like you just think about how many teams they produce in the EuroLeague every year. You know what I mean? Like the top end of Spain is like very high end. You know what I mean? So it's like that would be the edge for me. But as far as depth, I'm not mad at you saying like depth wise is Turkey.
I would say. I understand both arguments. Like Spain, like their domestic guys are like I told you about the young kid that I played that was at Barcelona. You know what I mean? Like he's really, really good. Gene Montero that's out there in Spain. Like Spain, they doing the damn thing. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking that. But I think, and again, I haven't played in Spain, so my opinion may not matter with that. But I have talks with guys about like, if certain teams match up, like their Euro Cup team versus our Euro Cup teams. We had 3 Euro Cup teams. We had 3 teams in Turkey in the Euro Cup. Semifinals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we had one in Champions League Elite 8. You know what I mean? Had FS been healthy this year, I think they would have gave a good push to make the EuroLeague playoffs.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fener was very dominant as well.
Dominant throughout the course of the season. You know what I mean? And I think even to a certain extent, like even just obviously more teams over there. I just think top to bottom. I think top to bottom, Spain might be better, but if you take the top 8 teams from both sides, and line them up, like I think Beşiktaş can get a Baskonia. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I think they beat Fenerbahce this year at FS. I know they beat one of those two, but I don't know, bro. It's just it's different, bro.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Did you see Allen Iverson when he came to Turkey? Did you watch any of that tape?
I seen a little bit of it. Yeah.
What do you think about his transition to the overseas game?
Different. I just think like certain guys, European game might not be for them, and that don't mean you're a bad basketball player. I played against Pierre Jackson my rookie year when he was at Panathinaikos. Pierre Jackson had a donut against us. Now I told everybody, I said, bro, now granted he didn't score, but I'm telling everybody right now, there's nobody in the gym that can stay in front of him, right? Like, do not let the European stuff fool you. Like, you know what I mean? He cold. Don't get it twisted. Same thing we talked about Brandon Boston. To me personally, I think it's going to take him some time to get adjusted to the European style of play. I'm not saying he's not good. Brandon Boston is really good. There's a reason why he was picked in the NBA. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, that's a good thing to bring up. You also shared the quote with him too. Like,
twice.
As you know, and obviously you had big games. We'll get back to your big games too. But just right before we get into that, like, did he look comfortable? Like, what was it? Like, did you just see his thought process? He was overthinking things.
You could tell he was overthinking. Even when he was starting to get a little rhythm, it's like sometimes the whistle may not be in your favor.
Yeah. Oh, that whistle, man. That's hard to get used to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you going from think about this. It took me a while to learn this, even in my off season. Him being in the NBA, he probably working out with a Wilson all summer. And then you go overseas, you working out with that Moulton and a EuroLeague ball.
Underrated.
Two different fields of the basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a difference. People don't understand it. Like, the Moulton is a heavy-ass ball. It's heavy. You know what I mean? It's a major difference between shooting with that and you shooting with the NBA. Like, throughout the entire summer, you're shooting with the NBA ball, and then you got to change your whole perspective shooting with a EuroLeague and a Moulton ball for the next 10 months.
Yeah. Also, like, as an American, you don't really know like what style you're going into. Like, you don't. And these coaches, they change their mind like nothing. Like, you might be preparing for one role, and you might get there, and your role is completely different.
Bro, I had 4 coaches this year. I already told you. I had 4 of them. My first coach
crazy.
My first coach. Where was he from? Serbia. Small country in Serbia.
Kosovo?
Nah. Bro, it's man, he gonna be so.
Not Croatian. Was he Croatian?
Nah, he's not Croatian. He gonna be so upset. We'll get to that. But I had him, Then my second coach was Turkish. Then when he left, the assistant stepped up, and then my last coach was a Spanish coach from Spain. So 4 different systems.
That's a wide range too. Like they're all different.
Within 10 months, I had to learn 4 different systems. Yup. It's crazy, bro. Like it's.
That's the stuff that people don't see though. Like when they're looking at numbers at the end of the season, and a big part of the reason why I do this on this channel is like I want people to understand that like when players leave the States, when they leave Wake or when they leave the league or they leave G League, wherever they played last, it's not like they just coming over and they just fall off the face of the earth. Like we still gotta like find out a lot about ourselves as players, right? We're still like growing, right? We come over as one person, but we get a lot of us get better when we come overseas.
Bro, so for me, I know I've gotten better every year since I been overseas. I know that for a fact. But one thing I did learn about myself, bro, I hated reading it in high school, college. I hated to read. Now, man, listen, I download a book in a heartbeat. And then, like, it be little things that I, like, every morning at 4 a.m., my grandmother time be 12 o'clock, or depending on the time of the day, 11, time change, whatever, where I'm at. Me and my grandmother talk for like an hour, talk about, the book that we're reading at the moment. And I just going about my day with practice. By the time you getting out, everybody getting up. By the time you go to sleep, it be everybody, I say winding down, everybody's on their lunch break or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's different things that I learned about myself that I do within my own time, picked up different hobbies. Like starting to walk. Like I just never was the type to just get out and walk. Now, oh man, that's why I love New York. That's why I love New York.
Yeah, man. I think that's like the super underrated part about what we do is like we got so much downtime, and like obviously that comes with self-discovery. But like I'm like you, bro. Like I didn't know what I like to do outside of basketball. Like it took that time of just me by myself to just explore different things.
Yeah.
So I think that's super important. But all right, let's get back to the basketball.
Yeah.
Because you played against 2 EuroLeague teams this year, and I always say, man, like when there's never a time overseas where you're not working on your resume, right? Like you don't pack it in because you're outmatched. You don't pack it in because you got the deck stacked in your favor, right? So you went up against FS. We talking about 12-7, and then 14-4, right? And then you go up against Fenerbahce, who, I mean, pretty much all season they look like one of the front runners to take the EuroLeague. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's just like Fenerbahce speaks for itself. Yeah. But you had basically 2 20 pieces. You had 22-5, and then you followed that up with a W, and you had 18 and 4 steals. Yeah. So my question to you is going into those games because we're basketball players, but at the end of the day, like those games might be a little bit different. Yeah. What's your preparation like going into a Fenerbahce?
You gotta understand, bro. Like you really don't have nothing to lose when you play these kind of teams. That's one thing. And then 2, you gotta understand too. They put their socks on the same way I do. It's just they just got Fenerbahce with a bigger fan base and a bigger budget. That's the only difference. We all human. You know what I mean? Like, show me why y'all the EuroLeague champions. And granted, I'm not saying that to downplay them, but like that's just my mindset going into those games. And at that moment, like I've never in my career beat a EuroLeague team. Never in my career. Played against, like I said, Panathinaikos, Olympiacos, in friendly games. Zalgiris when I was in Lithuania, Munich and Alba when they were in EuroLeague when I was in Germany, and came close a couple times, but to have the opportunity to play Fenerbahce in an overtime win like that was amazing, bro. So, just a lot of confidence too. Putting confidence in my teammates as well, like just talking to them, keeping their energy going, keeping their heads up, letting them know that we're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Do you find that those kind of games? This is something that I've found in my career, but those kind of games, like they mean something different for the local players. Yes.
Yeah. If I ever talk about it. Those fans will forever talk about that game. Every time I go live or I post something on Instagram, it's a fan commenting under one of the pictures talking about that game. So it means so much to them.
Yeah, I think that's big. And just keeping it on Turkish basketball, like what's something that you think is special about basketball in Turkey?
Craziest fan bases ever, bro. Everywhere, like.
So I want you to, just because you said craziest fan, I want you to take us through, because you played in the legendary game to finish your season off And that's something that we covered on Chip Overseas. I'm gonna link
my
it
God.
in the description. But you played a game that you guys were fighting for relegation, and this is another thing that kind of separates the overseas game than a lot of different games. Is like, especially in Europe, the relegation system. Getting ready for it because I'm gonna set you up for the legendary run. So the relegation system, it makes the season interesting all throughout, right? You don't pack it in, you don't tank. There's no such thing as a tank.
Nope.
Because if you tank, you're gonna go down.
Yeah,
and when you go down, you lose sponsors, right? You lose
sponsors,
money.
you lose money.
interest in the club, right? And
that,
everybody's
that,
mad at
that
you.
hurts your resume for the following year too.
And it hurts the resume.
Yeah. Money drops.
So you're playing in this game with probably one of the more special ambiances in the league, especially when it's everybody's riding on this, right?
Yeah.
After the game, fans were in tears, literally.
Yeah.
Walk us through the emotions, the highs, the lows of a relegation game, and we're gonna show in the B-roll so you guys can see what we're talking about.
So we were up, I think 9, with like a minute 24 left, bro. Literally, bro, like throughout the fourth quarter, we were up 20 on them. Like at some point in the game. It was probably like 5 minutes when I knew this shit might get tricky. How many free throws they shot? I'm not saying that's the reason we lost. I'm not saying that. I just understand how the whistle is being called at this time. Cool. Going back to, I think it was the second quarter when it happened, bro. When it was the second quarter, I'm dribbling up the court, and I just see usually the lights don't bother me, bro, but for a split second of the game, like the lights were messing me a little bit. And when I was I passed the ball to Marcus, and I look up, and bro, a key hit me in my damn head. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I look on the floor, I'm going crazy. I'm like, yo, bro, there's a key on the floor, bro. Like, if they doing this, I know they gonna throw something else on the court, bro. It's the second quarter. Y'all can look this up. They throwing water bottles, they throwing coins, they throwing everything they can on the court. So we're literally hiding under the bench. So if people who are watching this don't understand why overseas teams or soccer players have their bench and it's like something hovering them, for that reason. You know what I mean? So when I seen it, I'm like, nah, this shit is crazy, bro. We're in the game, and Stephon Moody, he was like, yo, bro, I don't know what's gonna happen, but look, if y'all win this, y'all ain't gonna make it out. I'm like, huh? What you mean, bro? He was like, bro, I ain't gonna let y'all out. If y'all win this game, we get relegated. Whatever, bro. Let's hoop. Bro, 9 minutes left, minute 24 left. I look up, I hit a 3. Stephon Moody hits a 3. Go back down, I make a play. Marcus hits a 3. They go down, they score. All right, whatever. I make a move, did a bump spin fade. They call it travel, which I've done this move literally every game.
In the league too.
In the same league, same referees, travel. Okay, cool, whatever. Might have got away, whatever. They go down, they score again. So I'm like, what the all right, cool. I think we were down maybe we were up maybe 3 or 4 at this point. They score, we're up 3. They score, my teammate inbounds the ball, passes it to me. I see my teammate running down. I throw him the basketball. I should have kept it and got fouled, but I'm thinking he's left-handed. He's on the left side of the court. All you got to do is go dunk it. I feed him the ball, and I get it. I mean, he gets the ball, and instead of just going to dunk it, he Euros, and they call it travel. So I'm like, nah, bro. So what happens? They go down. They score again. Tie game. We get the ball. We advance it. And the play wasn't even for me. It was for Mike and Marcus, like a DHO, whatever. I'm just holding my. That's why if you go to the play, bro, I'm not even thinking I'm getting the ball. Bro, I end up getting the ball. I should have. Looking back, I should have been 1-on-1. I've been doing that the whole season. Just me, just trying to make the right play. I see my man cut. I throw in the basketball, thinking he was going to score, or at least do something to the point where we get the last shot. Granted, that's why I say it's my fault.
Yeah, there was time.
It was
left a lot of time.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 7 seconds left, bro. He shoots the ball early, which I didn't think he was going to do, right? He misses the shit. we're all sprinting back. They rebound, they throw it over Mike's head, and it's like as soon as they go over Mike's head, I just dropped my head and knew he was gonna score the layup and win. And that's how they end up winning the game, bro. After the game, we didn't even shake hands. After the game, they're reviewing whether it went in on time or not.
Right, it was the
so
buzzer
now they counted it. I told you before, bro. You ever seen the movie 300? When all them had the shields covering one another so the arrows won't hit them. That's how them damn shields look when we was walking through to the locker room, bro. Man, they had the Jones over our heads, bro. They had it to the side. They still throwing stuff on the court, bro. It was crazy, bro. I've never seen nothing like it, man.
That is crazy.
That was the craziest environment I've ever been in.
Really?
Oh man, it wasn't close. Like from the beginning of the game to the end. But we were winning about 20 at halftime. When we came out, like it was almost like a burst of energy just came out of nowhere for this team. And it was like, yo, they hitting threes, like everything, bro. So it was that was arguably one of the best games in Turkey's basketball history.
Yeah,
that
I would definitely agree with that. I feel like that, as far as impact too, like it really kind of shocked the world.
Still mad about that shit.
It shocked the whole continent, damn near.
Bro.
But I mean, I feel like that goes to show too, like home court advantage means something over there.
A lot. And remind you, so you know how it is overseas. When you beat a team by, let's just say they won by 1.
Yep.
They get relegated, bro.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
people
the
don't
point
understand
difference.
it. It's the point difference. So
Yep.
we beat them in overtime by 2. No, we beat them in regulation. Had we missed it, would have went into overtime by 2. And how fucking ironic. What happens? The same thing.
Damn.
So my first coach that left, we were playing against Manisa, and we beat Manisa by like, I think 15. But my coach was upset. He like, no, run the score up. Fast forward till we play Manisa again. We look up, we're losing. We're like, oh shit, we down about 14, 16 right now. The only way to help us out a little bit, because we all had the same record, is if we lose by 15.
Right,
so we hit a 3. And yeah, we hit a 3 to put us down, I think 12 or 15 at the time. Either way, all we needed was a stop to, all right, we'll still be above them, even though, for the point difference. One of the young guys on the team messed up a switch. Stevenson gets a wide open 3 in the corner, makes a 3, now they above us. Like the point difference matters, you know what I'm saying? So I've always been a sportsmanship guy. Like, you know, you show love and respect to your opponents, but
that don't mean nothing over there.
that shit don't matter over there. You better run that score up.
Yeah, you gotta run it up.
You gotta run it up.
Got to. Yeah, that was one of the things too that I had to learn when I went over there, because I'm like you, man. Like sportsmanship, hold the ball. Everybody hold the ball, hold the ball.
Yeah,
And
respect.
they'll yell at you. Nah, shoot it.
Nah, shoot the
You
ball,
gotta get a
bro.
bucket.
Run the
We need
score,
them
bro.
points.
Run the score.
100%. What do you think about where the state of the basketball culture is right now? As I said, like, you know, you're like a beloved member of the basketball community, right? If you type your name in on Google, you're gonna see you John with John Wall telling him he can't go left. Even though I seen John Wall dunk everything with the left hand. Or you gonna see you and Mike Beasley going at it. Like, what do you think about the state of basketball culture?
Bro, basketball now is in so many different like areas in the world. Now the biggest thing you see now is the YouTube basketball and the money that guys are making from there. And it's pros and cons to everything, right? It's pros and cons to the NBA, pros and cons to overseas, pros and cons to playing the, you know, YouTube basketball with Baller's Life and everyone else. I love it. I do. And as a competitor, you want to compete at every level, you know what I mean? But I think there's a respect thing got to be there when it comes to each and every level, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are things that, because the overseas guys, that we don't experience what the NBA guys do. We know what the NBA guys don't know half the shit we go through overseas, you know what I'm saying? And even some of those, you know, YouTubers, right? I think basketball is in a great space. I really do. I just wish we had more people that are actually involved in playing the game, teaching the game. You know what I mean? Like you have a lot of people who Like, basketball is the only sport where people who've never played the game can get on the podcast and give their opinion on it and go viral for something they said and get paid off of it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, think about how many analysts we see, you know what I'm saying, on TV say have some of the craziest takes, bro.
Yep, looking like Butterball.
Come on, bro. And it's like, yo, bro, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And then people talk about, like, I love Steph. I'm very grateful that Steph has, you know, walked through the NBA the way he did and accomplished a lot of the things he did. Steph Curry ruined the NBA. He helped it in so many ways because you got to be able to knock down shots. But analytically, I'm saying Steph hurt the game of basketball, bro.
You think the analytic wave started with Steph?
Absolutely. After they won it, bro, it's like, yo, we need to find a bunch of shooters. You know what I mean? It's a copycat league. When Steph was dominating, it's like, yo, we got to figure this out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And ever since then, it's like, it's just what it is now.
Yeah.
I like it, don't love it, but
the Knicks went to the championship like that. The Knicks don't really shoot a lot of, like, Jalen Brunson's probably the only one. Him and Michael.
Bro, the entire league does that. Like, my first time doing anything with the NBA was with the Sacramento Kings, my summer 2022 summer league, and they were like, yo, like, shoot the 3-ball. I'm looking at this X at where I'm at. I'm like, bro, this shit is like a 40-footer, bro. What do you mean shoot this? It's not a high percentage shot for me. I'll figure it out. Gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I went to Sioux Falls 2024, it was a drill we did. How the points were counted was threes were threes, layups and dunks were threes, and mid-range were one.
And y'all would, like, scrimmage like that?
Yeah. And my bread and butter is the mid-range, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, what? I get it. This is what y'all do. I get it. You know what I mean? So, and I again, I'm not against it. It's just different now.
Yeah.
Like, you're drafting guys off a lot of potential, what they can do, instead of guys that are productive. You know what I'm saying? Out of college.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's
another
a huge
conversation.
One. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Cause, like, we'll take a guy like you, right? You 28. I consider you a young pro still overseas. You
Absolutely.
still have, and I think a lot of decision makers overseas look at you like you still have upside to give. Like, overseas,
sure.
they don't look at you, especially when you, like, grow in the thing overseas.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
A lot of EuroLeague players are 35, 34, and it's like we treat them like stars because, yo, they should be. Man, they're at the top of their game at 34.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, you don't get paid on potential like that overseas. They will undercut you with the potential.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas in the league, they're going to pay you. Oh, he look like he's going to be a good player? Let's give him the bag.
Yeah, we're going to give him $200 million.
Yeah, nah, I think that's crazy.
I've seen so many guys get so upset about how their careers turned out, and it's not even because of, you know, talent or whatever they did. Most of the time, it's just, again, the system.
Right.
Try to fight that system. Even in the NBA, I have not played an NBA game only outside of summer league. You know what I mean? But just hearing the stories, like Melo, even on that podcast, his podcast, shout out to him, even talking about, you know, fighting the system, and a lot of guys that get to a point where they're fighting the system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I think that is one thing, bro, that people are going to take from this and say, you know what? Sometimes you got to look in the mirror, man. Like, yo, am I the resistance here? Or, like, am I making everybody's life easier?
Yeah.
Or am I, like, you know, standing out?
Absolutely, bro. That's why now, like, I try to, like, it's certain things that I do. You know what I mean? I try to, like, I give, you know, a cheat code to all the guys that's playing overseas. Have a handshake with everybody. Just have a handshake. No matter if it's cool or not, just have a handshake. Oh, I had a handshake with all the logos on my team last year. You know what I mean? And then when it was time to say that goodbye, it meant something to him. You know what I mean? Because I'm embracing them.
That's game. That's why
You know
he
what I
about to
mean?
get a job in the next 2 weeks, probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have even with the coaches. Shout out to my dog Toga, bro. I had a handshake with Toga. I had a handshake with my dog. And I had a handshake with everybody, bro. Something like that matters. You're not giving them money. You're not giving them clothes, bro. They just want to feel like they matter, bro.
Yes.
And that's everybody, to be honest. That's even us when we overseas.
100%.
We all want to feel like we matter, but it's big.
100%.
It's going to mean more to them than it is to us, because we over there for 10 months when we out.
Right.
They there forever.
They gotta stay
That's
there.
a memory they forever gonna have.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, those handshakes I made with those guys, they'll remember that handshake until I retire. You know what I mean? So
That's a great note. I just want to do this little game that we do
Talk to me.
to finish out. So it's called overrated, underrated, or perfectly rated, and pretty much you could just say which one which one you're choosing for whatever we go through, or you can expand on it if you want. So for example, the first one is YouTube basketball. Overrated, underrated, or perfectly rated?
Perfectly rated.
Having a bag.
Overrated.
I want you to expand on that, especially from you.
And you talking to somebody that's mentors who, you know what I mean, like got a bag. So the reason why I say it's good to have it, but having a bag don't really get you nowhere if it's not put in a good use. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many guys you see, and granted, it's different situations, how many guys you see overseas that got a bag? Mike James, you know what I mean? He's one of those guys that have a bag. You know what I mean? You got guys that are good players.
Right.
Good scorers, you know what I'm saying?
They know how to score.
Know how to score.
Sasha
You know what I mean? But like a bag, like when you think of somebody that have a bag overseas, I think Mike James is somebody that'll, come up. Trying to think of some prolific scorers. Kendrick Nunn.
But even Kendrick Nunn is pretty straightforward how he like to score overseas. It's like
Francisco
for sure.
Somebody that got a bag. But you know what I'm saying? But like, it's a high usage kind of thing. Like, think about how many dancers we got in the league.
Right.
Does that always lead to winning?
Right.
So that's why I say it's overrated. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly do. But in perspective, in hindsight, it's not. If it don't lead, like having a bag don't always mean you're going to win.
Yeah.
Hell of a player though.
Yeah. International prospects, specifically when it comes to NIL and college basketball.
I gotta be careful when I answer this. So we're just talking about NIL.
Yes.
I'm gonna say overrated, bro. I'm gonna say overrated. Because people are gonna say Luka, people are gonna say other guys, but how many times does that happen? You understand what I'm saying? Like, how many times does that happen? I'm not knocking. I think, and you and I both agree. So I think the development aspect, Europe is a little better as far as how to develop a young talent in this world. I just think America, we have more exposure to, put our kids, on the map while our peers. But as far as developing, I think it's nobody better than Europe because they got basketball schools. We don't have no basketball schools here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
That's why I say that.
100%. I just to expand on what you just said too. Like, I think this year specifically is going to be very telling for a lot of international prospects because, like, some of them are coming over for big money, bro. So, all right, if you're not overrated, like, now is when you show us, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of those guys are coming over for $3-4 million. Like, all right, if you're not overrated, let it be known now.
Yeah.
When we look at the top 10 players in college basketball, some would at least 3 of those guys got to be international because they're getting paid like it. Yeah. And if that's what it is, then now's the time to do it.
Absolutely.
Power 5 / Power 4 basketball right now.
Underrated.
You think mid majors is having a moment?
Yeah. They majors on to come up now. I don't even it don't even matter no more.
Some of them have money, bro.
A lot of it.
You have the right investor, and you might have a high major budget.
Come on now. $500. You give a school $500,000, hell, even more than that to a mid major. You can do something with that.
EuroLeague basketball.
Underrated. I think it's very underrated. I think it's very underrated, bro.
Turkish basketball.
Shit. Rated. Rated.
Oh, man. So we like to close out with what's one quote that you like to live by?
Got it right here. What's up?
Boy, came prepared, man.
Yeah.
So you definitely live by it because it's already written down in your phone. You
Oh,
probably look
man.
at it every day.
Look, bro. So I had a mentor of mine. You know Scoop Jardine that went to Syracuse.
Yes, sir.
So
Shout out to Scoop.
So I shared this with Scoop not that long ago, bro. And my OG Kevin Graves told me this, and it's 5 pillars of happiness. And it's free your heart of hatred, free your mind of worries, live simple, give more, and expect less. That's the
phenomenal.
5 pillars. It's the 5 pillars of happiness right there.
That's phenomenal.
And no matter what goes on in life, people are not gonna remember you for how much money you had. People are not gonna remember you for, all the trophies and things that you got, bro. A lot of times people are gonna remember you for how you treated them. You know what I mean? Like, was he a good person? That's the legacy that, that you leave on people. You know what I mean? Your happiness and how genuine you are and how you treat others. That's why Kobe gets so much respect from his peers. Notice how a lot of people don't like him. Kobe didn't like a lot of people, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that earned his respect, that he poured into, you can see the legacy that he lives. And with that legacy, like people are gonna mention Mamba mentality forever. You know what I mean? It's just a certain code. And I'm not even just talking about from a basketball perspective. I'm just speaking from...
It's beyond basketball at this point.
I'm just speaking from like a mindset of how that affected others in a very positive way. You know what I mean? So that's what that's what I would say. And just one last one for me is pain will teach you what your pride won't let you learn. Pain will teach you what your pride won't let you learn. And that's another one.
Those say a lot about you, to be honest, man. And like, you share the great gem of having those handshakes with your teammates, but I'm willing to bet that if you didn't have those handshakes, bro, everybody would love you just as much.
That's just the icing on the cake, man.
That's just you.
That's just
100%.
That's just the icing on the cake, man.
You carry yourself well. You're very well spoken.
Yeah.
Obviously, you take care of business on the court too,
Yeah,
and that's
sure.
obviously going to be the base of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
But I just want to say, man, keep doing what you're doing. You got a long career ahead of you, man. I can see you as one of those guys that they got to drag off the court because they're not gonna stop signing you, bro. Right? They're not gonna stop signing you, bro.
My pops played about 16, 17 years, man. I don't know if I'm gonna play that much, but I ain't got no responsibility, so if I can keep bouncing that ball,
Hey.
and that check clear, we're gonna keep riding that
I
wave.
swear, bro. As long as you can.
Yeah.
As long as you
Yeah,
can.
because it goes by
Yes,
quick.
man.
It's year 7. I'm a true vet at this point.
Man, listen.
I'm
right.
OG.
Hey, but now you gave a lot of vet
I'm OG.
game, bro.
I don't like them 28, bro. I don't like being OG at 28, bro.
Look, you know what it is?
What's up?
Once you get to 30, bro, and now you part of the plus 30 crew on every team because teams are getting younger overseas too, and you're gonna be like, the third oldest on the team.
Yo, bro.
It's gonna hit you.
When I was in Lithuania, I was the second oldest on my team, bro.
See, that's what I'm talking
And I
about.
was the second oldest. I'm like, bro, I'm 27. Why?
Crazy.
What? Oh,
Crazy.
old. Excuse me. Relax. Calm down.
Yeah.
No.
And now the 18-year-olds calling you Unc.
Oh, bro. I had a teammate this year, born in 05.
Dang.
And I'm asking questions. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm just curious. You ever heard of like Pimp My Ride? You ever heard of like MTV Cribs? Like Need for Speed?
Right.
Like NBA Street Ball,
all
NFL
the greatest
Street.
things in the world.
Yeah, bro. Like you never had a PS2, bro. You just as soon as you just started, being outside, you just PS3 or P4 right away.
Right. Just jump right into it.
Nah, bro. I've been here since the start. You don't know what it's like to have a flip phone?
Man,
damn,
look,
bro.
Yeah, that's why they don't know what
Bro,
it's like.
they don't know what it's like to sit there and it's one is ABC. You got it. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, bro. When I finally realized that, I'm like, nah.
It builds character.
It humbles you.
It really does.
Cause you gotta be able to adapt, bro.
It really does.
I can't you and I, so we close to similar to age. We can talk to each other a certain way. I can't tell this 21-year-old how to, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Game is different, bro.
Yeah. and your delivery got to be different too.
What?
Because if we talk how we talk to them, it's gonna sound aggressive. It's gonna sound like we picking on them. We got to be PC with them.
Whoa, bro. And this is like, but the thing is, sometimes you don't have time for that.
Nah.
In the heat of the moment, you don't have time. So I try my best to not be that guy. But there comes to it, like, but again, I make sure I earn my teammates' respect to do that. I'm not gonna call. I want you to call me out the same way I'm gonna call you out. It's never disrespectful. It's never that. But it's also respecting because I know you can contribute to us winning and help us out in the long run.
100%.
Yep.
Hey man, with that being said, we're gonna wrap right here. Be chill. Keep us posted on where you sign over the summer.
Will do.
Definitely we're gonna stay connected. Who knows, man? Maybe over the season we might take a trip out to you and do one on location.
Hey,
right?
man.
We're gonna keep all avenues open, man.
No, y'all will taking care of always, brother.
Man, appreciate you so much for being on the
Thank you,
platform.
man. Appreciate you.
Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Right, this is what we doing. Be Chill is our second guest. Right, we had Toby Okani. Now we got Brandon, and this is his first
That's my
time
first
on the
podcast
pod.
ever. That was my first podcast ever.
He's a regular.
First
like,
podcast
you can
ever,
never
man.
tell, but that's what we doing. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you want more content like this. Peace.